Yo, it's your boy Rodney Perry. I'm bringing you an evolutionary experience. Hey, it's game changer.
Hi, this is India with Designer Accessory Adoption. Welcome back to my channel and thank you for watching this video. Today's topic will be more so similar to my video, if you have not checked it out, why I did not purchase the Louis Vuitton 6-ring key holder. So that is going to be a review of the Mel and Melbourne earrings. That is a fellow YouTuber. She focuses on luxury handbags, luxury shoes. Also, she goes into more of the luxury market pretty much, period, because she also will review clothing items that she's purchased as well. So definitely, if you have not checked out her channel, please go ahead and check her out. I'll link her name down here below. And so she did a partnership where she was able to design her first pair of earrings with a company called Ana Luisa, which I believe is based here in the United States. And so I wanted to do a review of those earrings. And instead of just it being more so of a classic or a normal review where you would just hear and see kind of the details of it, usually there's a reason why I purchase one item over another. I usually am comparing it to at least one other item that's similar. And so I wanted to go into a little bit more detail to provide more depth than you would find on a website with the description of it, of why I actually purchased these versus another pair of earrings. And so hopefully that information will help give you more perspective. And if you're looking over the same things, if you're concerned about the same information, that will hopefully help you make a decision about a pair of earrings that you want to purchase as well, if you have been considering these. So definitely let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so as you can see, I do have the earrings on here. These are the Mel and Melbournes. And so I had decided between these versus the pair, sorry, I look at my note over here, the Dean Davidson. So Dean Davidson made a pair of origami collection earrings. And so between those as well as between these Mel and Melbournes, I was deciding between the two pair. So there's a little bit of difference between the two, and I'll go over those here now. So with the Mel and Melbourne earrings and the Dean Davidson, my entire goal for the earring purchase was to find a classic pair of gold earrings that I could wear for a multiple different venues or occasions. So whether that's casual, whether that is for work, or even dressy events, I wanted to be able to have a pair of earrings that were classic enough but had a little twist of detail to them to add to my jewelry collection, because I don't even think I have, I'm trying to think now, and I do not have a pair of plain gold earrings. Plain gold hoops is what I should say, actually. And so I really wanted to go with the pearl route because it's just more classic and it's along my personal style. So with these, it is a gold hoop. Now the difference between, and I'll throw in a picture right here of the Dean Davidson earrings. So pretty much both of them are similar in style, as you can see from the photos. And so like I mentioned, I wanted a gold earring. Obviously gold is really expensive. So the next best thing is to get gold that's overlaid over another metal. So the Dean Davidson earrings were 22 karat gold. I'm looking at my notes here. 22 karat gold plated. So they were 22 karat gold metal overlaid over brass. The Mel and Melbourne earrings were 18 karat gold over sterling silver. And so initially I looked at the differences between gold over brass versus gold over silver. Outside of the price difference, which I believe the Dean Davidson ones were a little in that mid-range of the $200 range, where the Mel and Melbourne earrings were about $150, $160, somewhere around there. So there is a little bit difference between the price. I did see that as you increase the carats for gold, the metal is softer, which made me a little bit concerned because it said it could be more prone to wear and tear easier when you're at a higher carat for gold. And so the Dean Davidsons were 22 karat versus the Mel and Melbournes, which were 18 karat. Now, I'm not sure whether 22 and 18 make a difference. I'm not sure whether it even is a difference between, besides the carats, whether there's a difference between the softness at that point, because it is an overlay, it's not solid. And so that part I wasn't sure about, but that was just something that I kind of thought about when I was doing my research on the differences between the two. Also with that, like I mentioned, the Dean Davidson ones were overlaid over brass, where the Mel and Melbourne earrings were overlaid over silver. And what I did find is that there are the chances for wear do seem to show up a little bit more in gold overlaid over brass. I did find some information that said that as oxygen is in the air, obviously, because we have to breathe, and the metal is getting exposed to that on a regular basis through micro scratches and things like that, chips and dents, that it is possible for the oxygen to oxidize. It sounds like a science video. It is possible for the oxygen to oxidize the metal, where the brass, and cause like that green tint. Now, the information that I found was not specific to a level of gold overlay. So I'm not sure whether that's just in lower end pieces or costume jewelry versus where you're talking about a higher carat level of gold. But that was one thing that I thought about, and something that I was a little bit concerned about, since the Dean Davidson earrings, the underlying metal was brass versus the Mel and Melbournes, which were sterling silver. So that more so made me lean more towards, for those two reasons, the carat as well as the underlying metal made me lean more towards the Mel and Melbourne earrings. Now, where Dean Davidson earrings did get a point was that their drops, their pearl earrings, as you saw from the photo, it's a round ball. It also is freshwater pearl, which I did really prefer a freshwater pearl versus the Mel and Melbourne earrings, which are actually a high quality glass bead. So it's not a real pearl. But with those other two factors that I just mentioned, I kind of lean more towards the Mel and Melbourne earrings instead, since I already had a pair of real pearls in my collection already. So also the two similar items between the Dean Davidson and the Mel and Melbourne earrings are that I'm just going to pull this off and just give you a closer look at them. So I wasn't able to see the back of the Dean Davidson ones, but I do like the aspect of the backs of the Mel and Melbourne. If you look at their website, I won't try to put this closer because it'll be too hard for you to see. But the back of these, which she talked about in one of her videos when she discussed these, was that it's a little bit different from some of your other traditional bags. So I'll try to get that a little bit closer so you can see. So it is a little bit more comfortable, I would say, than some other traditional bags. And the shape of it is kind of a little bit different as well. So I do like that aspect of the detail that Mel put into her jewelry. The other piece is that where they were similar is you can take this little dangly piece off. I'm going to sit that down right there. And I could just wear this as a plain earring to change up that look. And so I did like that aspect about both of the earrings, because actually the Dean Davidson earrings, you can remove the little pearl dangle as well. The difference with the Dean Davidson one is that, I'm just going to pull this a little bit closer so you can see, and also you can, look at their website to see more of the video. But as you can see there's no extra detail on the back of this, which that's not a knock. It just depends on what you want out of your earring. And so that made me lean a little bit more towards the Dean Davidson side, because I did like that pearl detail. I kind of was thinking, well, if I want to remove this, do you also need to see a pearl on the back? And I debated against that, and I thought, well, it's not super huge. Also, it's at the back of the earring, which is going to be behind you. So unless you're turning your head to the side, you don't see that little pearl ball from all angles. So I thought, well, it's not that big of a difference to make me want to lean more towards the Mel and Melbourne. But for the other reasons, I just kind of felt a little bit better because of the overlaying metal, which is why I went with the Mel and Melbourne earring instead. So both of them do have the removable pearl detail, like I mentioned. If it matters to you the size and the shape of the pearl, whether it's real versus it not being a real pearl, and the shape of it being a teardrop versus a ball, then you may want to lean more towards the Dean Davidson earring. Other than that, that was the things that I was thinking of, what I wanted out of my earrings, and just comparing the two, why I went with one over the other. Like I mentioned, there is a price difference between the Mel and Melbourne earrings, than the Dean Davidson. With the sale that Saks Fifth Avenue was having, which I believe when I recently checked, they no longer had the Dean Davidson earrings in stock. However, you can go onto the Dean Davidson website. They do sell them there. I believe Dean Davidson is a Canadian-based jewelry designer. And if you go under the origami collection, you will find those earrings. If I can find the exact name of them, I will put that information down below. So that way it makes it easier for you to compare the Ana Luisa Mel and Melbourne partnership with the Dean Davidson one. So I'm just going to give you a close-up of these earrings just so you can see them one more time. So these are the these are the earrings here, which I really like these, and they are very classic. So that's why I decided to go with these instead, and I just wanted you to be able to see what they look like on. A couple of extra details that I did like about the Mel and Melbourne when I did receive them was it came in this cute little pouch. Now, having had purchased like other jewelry such as Tiffany, such as I was about to say Dean Davidson, such as David Yurman. Obviously, Mel and Melbourne is not a Tiffany, and she's not a David Yurman. Ana Luisa is not that brand either. I like the detail and the touch of the pouch. I will say the quality of it is not the same as those brands, and you wouldn't expect it to be. So I do like the touch of this rather than it coming in some plain bag. For the price that it is, I do think you would expect a little bit more presentation, which is why it came in this cute little bag. The snap is a little bit hard to get open, so I do wish that the fabric was a little bit thicker. And that's just my personal opinion, but there's no knock to it at all because I do like the touch here that it has her name on it. It also has Ana Luisa, so it has both designers on this handbag. On this dust bag here or jewelry storage bag. So I do like the touch of it. So I definitely don't want to make it seem like it's a knock against Mel and Melbourne or Ana Luisa for that. My personal preference was I just wish it was just a little bit thicker. But I do like that touch. Also, what came in the box was this really cool QR code. So I did like the level of detail that Mel and Melbourne and Ana Luisa went to make sure that that customer experience was there. And so this came in there where actually Mel and Melbourne recorded a special message for the purchase of these earrings. So I thought that was a really great touch. I do like the mission of Ana Luisa. I also liked kind of the spiel and the story behind why Mel and Melbourne went with Ana Luisa. Definitely check out her video if you haven't seen that so you can kind of hear straight from her the reasons why she went with Ana Luisa. And so with those lists of items that I said before, like the gold overlay detail, the carrot, also the style of it is the main reasons, I would say the heaviest factor for me that leaned me more towards Mel and Melbourne versus Dean Davidson was I was just uncertain about the gold over brass versus the gold over silver. I felt like the gold over silver would last longer, would stand the test of time, and give me that wear that I needed, so I didn't have to worry about a possible oxidation issue happening where it turns green. Especially when you're talking about, earrings that are $200. I think that's a pretty penny to spend for your earring to turn green. And I'm not saying that it will. That was just my concern because I just didn't know enough. Definitely let me know if you have any more questions. Please definitely feel free to comment any suggestions or comments that you have. Also, if you like what you see, please definitely give me a thumbs up. And also another plug in there to go ahead and check out Mel and Melbourne's channel. And thank you very much for watching. Please comment below, thumbs up if you like it, and please subscribe to my channel. Have a good day.